let's try to find like the positive or the benefit sides from COVID-19. And I know it took a toll in our lives.
I know it's difficult. This is not an easy topic. A lot of people lost their loved ones. But there's so many negativity out there.
Yeah, we try to see the positive from every circumstance. There's wisdom behind everything.
It's true.
That's why we try to talk about the positive from the point of view of a student, a mother, a father.
That would be interesting, yeah. So, ladies first, I guess, right?
No.
Student.
Younger first. The youngest.
I guess I don't have to face any more traffic. Like,
going to school?
Yeah, it's like a big burden.
Well, that's kind of unique for a student in Jakarta, probably. Not every continent, not every city probably has the same challenge going to school with traffic. But that's a big one, isn't it?
Because here in Indonesia, school starts at 7:30. It's too early.
I was just gonna say he's still gonna wake up early. It's just, but I think
it doesn't have the same mindset as school.
That's true. I mean, you can have your breakfast during Zoom. Okay, but traffic. Talking about traffic. I think it's not just from a school, people going to school. Traffic in general is slowing down, and it's a good
less
thing.
busy.
It is less busy.
Less hectic.
Less hectic, yeah. And less traffic is also good for the environment, right?
Less pollution.
Less carbon dioxide.
Right. Less traffic means less spending on fuel. And also noise pollution, right?
Yeah.
Noise pollution.
Like in traffic, if you have less traffic, it's less noise pollution.
Yeah, like I said, like less busy.
Yeah, the earth is taking a
break.
A break.
Like, before pandemic, people are occupied and too busy with their life.
Right.
As if they don't have time to breathe, to reflect, to see the, a lot of things.
Like take it short,
the life
relax.
is too fast. The pace is too fast.
Yeah. And the pandemic slow things down. Yeah. What's so good about that?
I mean, it's good to see things through. It's good, now we have more family time. I mean, I guess in general, it's improved people's relationship, having connections with other people.
Why is that?
No, I mean, it's like less stressful in terms of making connections with other people.
Okay.
It's like family time, maybe with friends, maybe with classmates or other people that are,
that's interesting. I never thought of it that way. Let's explore that a bit more.
For my example,
okay.
Before pandemic, like 8 hours at school,
right,
and then leftovers for assignments, homework,
right.
I don't have time to communicate with you guys,
right.
But now it seems like now I can communicate with many people.
Okay.
Like, still have more time for social life.
It is true that this pandemic has given people more opportunity for quality time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. Some people take that as a positive if they use it, but some people it's more stressful because they're all now in the same room every day and all that.
Especially for extrovert.
Yeah.
Because from introvert they can benefit from this situation, right?
You mean introvert?
Yeah, for introvert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So introvert adapt better in this kind of situation.
Yeah. I guess it kind of balance out between both extroverts and introverts.
How's that balancing things out?
I mean, it used to be like the world favors for extroverts. It's like they're on the
You think the world's favor for extrovert?
I think so.
Yeah, it's just like movies. Like, we always praise actors and actresses, but we never praise cameramen.
That's interesting. So you make an analogy that the actors in the movie are the extrovert.
People rarely see who is behind a movie. Like,
Right.
Who's the script writer? Who's the cameraman?
Interesting.
Lighting and
Interesting.
everything. So yeah, this pandemic give them an opportunity to express themselves and time.
See, that's interesting.
Through digital, I think.
That is interesting. I always realized that the introvert can cope with this pandemic better.
Yeah.
But I think what you guys are saying is something a bit different. It's that actually this kind of balanced things out.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, the extrovert is
Rule the world.
but now the introvert can get more contribution to life because everything is done behind the technology, right? It's not with interaction with people.
Maybe this is like a breakthrough for extroverts and introverts to work together and maybe innovate new projects and ideas together. I feel like this is like sharing the spotlight from the extroverts.
Balancing the introvert and extrovert
Yeah.
part of that. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I honestly don't know. I feel like
Ambivert.
I think I'm leaning towards introvert, but maybe it's also on the ambivert side. I don't know.
On the what? Which?
Ambivert.
What is ambivert?
So
Between.
ambivert is like in between.
Okay.
So
I
sometimes
never
we're very
heard about that term.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes we're very sociable,
Mhm.
but then depending on the situation and their current moods,
Mhm.
they sometimes prefer to feel or to be alone and something like that.
Okay.
Maybe I can define myself as ambivert.
Okay.
I can be
That's-
extrovert and introvert.
It sounds like a balanced person, an ambivert.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like both personality.
Okay.
I think teenagers are a lot more impacted.
With this pandemic?
Yeah,
Really?
a little bit.
Why is that?
Because we are like the most curious. Well, not the most, but we're pretty curious in our phase of our life,
Okay.
and we're
Okay.
very ambiguous and risk-taking. So when when pandemic comes,
Right.
and it's kind of like take a toll on our
Ah.
freedom. So it's like we're limited in every aspect. It's like having a wall in front of you, like in front of the road.
So that is interesting. That's, your way of thinking has always intrigued me. I never thought of it that way. So you're saying that because teenager is in the middle of this exploratory mode of life, and and now the pandemic is restricting your exploration. So you're saying that you're impacted more about it. That's an interesting way of thinking. I'm not necessarily. I agree with that perspective, but you can do a lot more exploration
In your imagination.
in your imagination. But that is interesting. That is from an economic perspective. One of the things that I noticed is that we know that before the pandemic, all different industries going to digitization. The IT industry has been working from home. People from IT industry has been working from home for a long time.
In the head start.
Right. But other industries was kind of afraid to go there, I think. Some industries. But this pandemic, for 2 years now, has been proven that they can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're already proving, like, from people from back in the past that in the future we're going digital. Maybe this is like the breakthrough by, like, the action for them to do it, Like, all of us already have in our mind, but none of us really takes the action.
Right.
I feel like this is like the first realization that now we should just make it online, like everything's online.
Everything is
I mean, not the first, but like the huge realization. Like
Everything is digital, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think the world was going, before pandemic, the world is going to get more digital, right? But I think the
But it
pandemic...
never, had the action to do
Right. There's no real opportunity to break through in a revolutionary way, right? It's like the pandemic is actually accelerating the digitization of the world. As one who has a culinary business, how do you see the pandemic affecting you or your life and how you manage it?
I start my business from the very beginning was online business.
Right. So you were ready for this pandemic because it's always
ready
online.
from the beginning.
Okay.
That necessity is the mother of invention.
Right. It is. It shows mostly during this pandemic, isn't it? People invent all different ways and react and adapt differently.
And such as, like mask has now become like a fashion.
Right.
People are more creative,
Yeah.
Like
They adapt a lot more
masks.
quicker.
It is true, human, the one that survived, this is like almost like a theory of evolution, like the one who survived is the one who adapt the quickest and who can adapt to the situation.
A lot of people now pay attention more to boost their immune system by exercising, taking supplements, and eating healthy
Pay
food.
attention to their hygiene, cleanliness.
Like a lot of people doesn't know about hand sanitizer before the pandemic. Now.
A lot of people are right now are taking it seriously.
Yes. No, it's definitely a positive side of this that people take care more of their body, right? Not only just eating healthier food, right?
Yeah.
You're eating healthier food now. You're taking more fruit and veggies and all that. That's true. Are you?
Oh yeah, I also do yoga.
Oh,
3 times a week. 3 times, 3 times.
Okay. No, I saw you the other day. You're doing weight training and exercise and all that. I think a lot of people are doing a lot more exercise these days, and people care about improving immune system not only from physical care of the body, but also mental health of the body. And I think there is a positive. Don't you guys think there's a positive element to that as well coming out of this pandemic, right?
Yeah.
From a mental health, spiritual health perspective.
Yes, we lost a lot of our loved ones for some people, and from that we learned to value family and value relationships more.
That's true. And the fact that we have more time and we realize the value of time and the value of and our loved one can be taken away from us at any time.
In spiritual, we learn that there is the biggest power in the universe.
Right.
We control everything.
Right.
So like nowadays we plan to do something and can't be happen.
That's true. No, but you hit a very important point as well. As if before we human with all the knowledge things do that we can control everything.
Yeah.
But this virus just remind us that there is a bigger power and that we are in need of that bigger power in almost every aspect of our life.
So you did mention about the planning parts. Can you clarify or explain it a bit?
For example, we plan to travel a few months ago, and now there's a rule from the UK government that the red list country cannot go to the UK. So what I see, we have to have a plan B.
I mean, I agree with you that this pandemic has created a lot more uncertainty on how we live. What's the positive side of that?
Now we realize that we can't predict the future.
Right.
We now have to make plans, and we can't just, what's it called, be in the front line all the time. Sometimes we need to make positions from just armies, you're at the front lines, and you're also the medic, and you have to work together and make the middle ground to go through and overcome the uncertain challenges.
Okay.
So you have to have plan B in every plan you have.
So I feel like we have to be comfortable with uncertainty,
Yeah.
plan for different scenarios, be strategic, and just find different solutions.
No, I agree. I mean, this pandemic, it's teach us that, if anything, nothing is certain in this life.
I remember someone told me in Arabic, لكل شيء حكم.
Mm-hmm.
In every
لكل شيء
لكل
حكم.
أو في كل شيء حكم.
Okay. What does that mean in English?
There is something to be learned in every situation.
Interesting.
In every bad situation.
Interesting. So no matter how difficult life is, no matter how painful the experience is, there's a lot of there's always something to be learned from that. And I think I agree. Learning from something will be able to bring us positivity in that life. Do you agree?
Agree.
Okay, so talk more about that.
In every problem, there will always be a middle ground in how to resolve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though it might not be very frontal, like it's not in our naked eye, but maybe there are ways that we see clearly or through.
Right.
And there are always two sides in every flip of it.
Right. No, I agree completely. And like everything in life, it depends on how your attitude towards the problem. Someone I read the other day or heard from a podcast the other day that God put us to where you are today. What matters is how you react to that. So the pandemic is here. How we reacting to that pandemic is what matters for us. Whether we're going to be complaining and sulking and just be sad about it, angry about it, or we try to find a solution. We try to bring positive things around it and be positive about it. So I think that's the way we should face this pandemic.
Be positive.
Be positive. All right.
Forward.
Move forward. All right.